Alien 8 UK.
Welcome back. You found it again. The UFO Files. Broadcasting round the clock on Alien 8 UK. Red-eye listeners, insomniacs, sky watchers, van drivers on the long haul. You're tuned to the only station that stares back at the dark with you. 24 hours, we circle the same old questions. Lights over the north, shadows over the south. Phone lines open, headphones on, blinds half drawn. I got case notes spread like takeaway menus. Highlighters bleeding through until sunrise. Coordinates scribbled on coffee stained napkins from a truck stop somewhere near the East Coast. We don't do jump scares here, we do the long stare out the window at 3:33 a.m. when the estate's asleep and the sky feels too crowded. You call him with that voice, half whisper, half there. First time chatter, long time watcher, and the hairs rise on every neck in frequency range. Maybe it's satellites, maybe it's stories we tell, so we're not alone in these flickering terraces and rented rooms. Either way, keep your dial right here. This is the UFO Files. Alien 8 UK. All night, every night, Welcome back.
Signal acquisition initiated. Cross-referencing anomaly archives. Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.
Hello, welcome to the UFO Files with our wonderful returning guest, Mr. Steve Mera. Thank you again for coming on. Do appreciate
Hi
it.
guys. No, it's always a pleasure coming on. Thanks for having me on.
It's always a pleasure speaking to you. I love it.
And
When Andy said you were coming on this morning, I was like, yes.
I will learn something new every single time. Or even if when you go over a case that you spoke about before, there might be something that we'd missed when you saying it, and it's like it adds that little bit of extra detail to it. So
I've done some crazy investigations over 42 years.
yeah,
I've got filing cabinets behind me, and they're full, absolutely full. And I think there's about 1,000 I've done over the years.
wow.
It's got to be 1,000 easily.
Well, you've gone all over doing them, haven't you? Not just the UK. You've been over to the US,
Oh, yeah.
South
I've been
America.
all over. Yeah, been all
So
over.
where's the strangest place you've been to? Where you never expect
you.
to go.
Depends what we're talking about. I mean, if we're talking about a UFO experience,
Yeah.
it would have to be during Project Doorway in Palm Springs Desert Mountains about maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And we went up there. We'd already done the work and looked at the location. We knew there was a positive magnetic anomaly there, and we thought, well, like any good research, you've got to prove the other way around. You've got to go to locations and prove your hypothesis.
Yeah.
So this was just one of them. There were a number of ones where we proved the hypothesis, but we had to have more than one of those incidents. So Palm Springs was one of them. And we traveled up Canyon Road into the mountain deserts, and we got to the location, absolutely pitch black. I mean, when I say pitch black, there's no light. You can see the city in the distance, very, very distant. But that's about it. So of course, it's just us and the heavens. There was no moon out, so it was pitch black. Beautiful sky. I mean, I've seen so many stars, but we set up equipment expecting, and we didn't get anything. Half an hour, and people say, half an hour, Steve? We go for Skywatch, we go for 5 hours. I said, yeah, but we kind of look, if they're going to do something, they're going to do it, and if they're not done in half an hour, we're off. You've missed your opportunity. So after half an hour,
they're lost, not yours.
There was nothing. So Barry said to me, Steve, let's stick the cameras in the trunk. And just leave a torch out, basically, and keep a torch in the hand just in case. It was switched off. So we put the cameras in the trunk, and as soon as we put the cameras in the trunk, I stood back up, walked over to Barry, and he says, they're here. And then I looked up, and it just came on. It's as if they were already there. It was already there already, but invisible. They didn't fly in from this bloody massive thing. Lights all on it, and it was interacting. We were like 3 flashes to it, flew back.
Yeah.
And I'm just zoomed. I'm locked onto this thing. I'm looking at this thing and trying to figure out what the hell is that. And because it was pretty big. I mean, I've seen some stuff before. This was quite big.
Yeah.
And Barry's nudging me, and I didn't. And he nudged me again. And I went, what? And he says, like this, is pointing behind him. So of course, I'm so locked on looking at this thing, I lost my discernment. Yeah, and I wasn't even aware that they were already on the ground behind us. So Barry turns around, I turned around, and you see, it was a bit of a glamoring effect. It's like, hey, look at this. Well, this is going on behind you. And that is exactly how we felt. Now, as soon as I realized what was happening, my body reacted in a way to say, get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is this where you legged it off?
We did. Yeah. And we jumped in the car.
Barry telling me.
And we off we went, and we weren't stupid. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. What might be the last time we might end up missing 411? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you know? How do we know? We don't know. So I'm not gonna press it. If my body reacts like that, it's already saying there's already alert mechanism there, and it's saying, I don't like it. Get the hell out of there. It measures the intent. That's how your body reacts to certain things. It wasn't a good experience, even though that was an incredible thing to say.
Yeah.
But we got out of there. Yeah, we hot-tailed out. So in regarding UAP, that's just one of many.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely one that sticks out in my mind. I mean, look, we have others, but I can't. There's one coming out, which is coming out soon regarding our trip to Spain.
And from last year, was it last year?
Yeah. And it's literally took us 12 months to just.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy. It's like this should be a film. It should be a movie.
Really?
This is crazy. But I'm going to be releasing that soon. So
well, I've heard bits about what happened when you were there from different people, but
it's only a tiny little town on the top of the Pyrenees Mountains. And I mean, we're so high up. There's no living soul there. There's just these maybe 30 homes and people living in them, and they don't care about the phenomena. They're just used to it. It's a daily event. And we couldn't believe that. Wow. I mean, that's incredible. They just kind of, oh yeah, look at that and carry on. I mean, it's like, what? And the first night we were there, we went inside the building. It was dark at that time, 42 degrees. And it had a little balcony. And I thought, oh, thank God it's got a little balcony. Yeah. So, and of course, I go over to this balcony, and it's got these balcony doors. I open this door, and the first thing I see, there's a UFO in the field opposite us.
Wow.
And I was like, Barry, come look at this. So of course we knew it. Now the thing is that what's strange is that UFO phenomena is so interested in that little town, and nobody is interested back. And it's weird because we traveled out from there about a few miles, a slightly higher elevation, and set the cameras up looking at the little town lights.
Yeah.
And you talk about early hours of the morning, they're just swarmed by UFOs around this town. You can see them all moving around it and everything.
Do you think that's why it's so active? Because the residents are nonplussed about it. They've just got used to it. So it's like,
they're used to
we'll
it.
just carry on doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, they're definitely used to it because of the location. It's a very special location.
I was just going to say that. Is there anything about the location that stands out?
Absolutely does. Yeah. So it's that's the reason we were there, because of this mountain and stuff that's going on there. But it's they're literally on the mountain. These people, and they don't care, So I thought, wow, and we learned a lot of other stuff whilst we were there as well. But the experiences didn't stop whilst we were there, even in the place we were living. In staying here, apparitions, flashes of light, all sorts of stuff.
Do you ever get the hitchhiker effect when you do these investigations and come home?
Yeah, sometimes we do. Yeah, it's usually short-lived, unless we've really upset something, and then it can be a bit of a pain in the backside. So, but we have a protocol of, we just take our foot off the pedal for a while. We have to let things subdue,
die down. Yeah.
It's like dealing with children. If you catch their attention and you keep poking and prodding at them, they just won't go away. So you ignore them for a while and they disappear. And then when you start up again, it's like they've forgotten about the last time. It's like, and don't come back twice as bad because you did it last time. It's just like a renew of the last event. So but we've got.
Do you think it's a case of they're almost scoping you out, seeing what your intentions are, and
you're right.
There you go. There you go. You're back. Scoping you out and seeing what your intentions are when they hitchhike onto you, or just seeing what you're about.
They, without giving too much away, they already knew where we were going. They already knew what we were going to do.
Yes.
Long before we even went there.
Yeah.
Even in the planning stages, we already knew that it all came to be, that they knew. So when I come out with the information, it's quite an interesting story about not just about what happened there, but the journey we took.
Yeah.
The illnesses and everything against us, which we never get. We never get these problems. And then you're lost of your cognitive limitations. You're not even thinking right. You're thinking, what's going on? Why are we making stupid mistakes? We don't make stupid mistakes. We were in the field for so long now that we can do it with our eyes shut.
Yeah,
but it's the most stupidest thing that a child wouldn't even overlook. And we knew that they were against us. It was like a chess game. And anything that we had to do to counter had to be reactive so fast that they couldn't countermeasure it, couldn't counter do it.
Well, yeah.
So we didn't give them enough time.
Yeah. Do you think that happens though? Because I was speaking to someone, the last guest, so I can't remember the name. They've gone mad as well. And
you do that many podcasts, Andy?
I do 3 a week. So, and he was saying that. A lot of other people have said it, I think you have as well, that the past, present, and future are all at the same time. There's no now, it's past and future. So if that's happening and they know what's happening in the past, what's happening in the future,
they know the future.
They know what's going to happen before you have decided what you're going to do.
That's
it's already written.
That is, and they can counter you. They can make it very difficult for you to get to location, to doing your work, the items you need, the equipment usage, all sorts of things, to the point where your cognitive dissonance just comes in and you just think, what the hell is going on? Why have we not done that? Why are we doing this? And
Rob, sorry, it was Rob Shelska. Just had a quick look. Sorry, Rob.
But yeah, you're right, Andy. That sort of stuff does go on if they're really onto you. I mean, most of the time people just go for sky watches, so they're not too bothered about things like that, But if you really are sort of digging in deep, then there can be a retaliation for sure. Yeah,
if you kind of know you know what you're looking for, and you're not just turning up for anything to happen.
Yeah,
more of an intention than just
randomly. But the investigations I've done, though, I mean, they're so varied over the years because I dealt with anomalistic phenomena. Anomalistic phenomena covers everything.
Yeah,
it covers people constantly because they could, because it be UFO or NHI contact. It might be a cryptid, Bigfoot, Dogman. It might be a hauntology, poltergeist phenomena, demonic stuff.
Yeah.
It can be associated with the church and the Vatican. It can be associated with the police authorities and regarding strange disappearances or big cats in the UK.
Yeah.
And even ones I don't even know what to explain. I mean, when I went to Kent to Sainsbury's, because I was called in, of all places, supermarkets. I could write a book just on supermarkets. Yeah. The amount of big stores I've done, like, remember Boost Supermarket?
Yes.
Which was in Knutsford. Woolworths, which was in Burnley before Woolworths is gone. Tesco's, Asda's, one's in Scotland. But this was a Sainsbury's in Kent, and they had a location in the car park of Sainsbury's.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying where they kept
the
crashing,
cars kept hitting something in that space. So of course I go down and there with two people and they've got photographs showing me the damage to the vehicles. Legitimate people, and I'm like, okay, show me the place. So I spent about 2 hours parking in, parking out, parking in, parking out. Nothing happened to my car. But then there must have been hundreds of other people that parked in that same spot and it hadn't happened to. But what's interesting is when it does happen, it happens to people in that spot. So it's not all there all the time. And I was just like, what do you think it is, Steve? Well, am I supposed to know that? I can't tell you what I think it might be. I said, look, put the bottle bin there, because I've got this massive big bottle bin.
Yeah.
So they put that in the space, and apparently they've been all right since. So, but
do you think it could be some time shift, a time slip that keeps something that was there before, or something that's going to be there in the future?
Well, you think so, yeah. I mean, the damage is definitely clearly to the front of the vehicles. I saw the photos of the damage and the two vehicles. I think one was a red one was a BMW or something like that. And I could see damage, but there's nothing there for them to hit. I did come across an old story back in Ireland. I can't remember what it was called, a list or something like that, but it was a story set in, I think it was about 1300s, 1400s. And there was a young girl who was seemingly had been messing around a fairy fort, as they do. And on her way home, she ended up walked into something that she couldn't see, and it was a wall. And then she suddenly realized that when she was going round trying to get out, that she was stuck inside a box and an invisible wall. And she was in it for quite some time, some hours. She remember it was well documented of her family walking past, shouting her name, and she was screaming and banging on this thing. They couldn't hear or see her. And she just had to wait there until it actually disappeared some hours later. And then she reached out and it was gone, and then she ran off in panic and went home to tell the story. It's the only thing I could really find anything. I really no idea. So as far as I know, the bottle bin's there. Stuck in one of the
say put a trolley collection point there. They can crash the trolleys, that's fine.
It's just weird things I wouldn't even know how to categorize. Lots of different investigations. I mean, of course, I've done the usual haunted pubs, and there was one called the Lord Eldon in Knutsford, and they were having disturbances there. Pictures were moving on the walls and stuff. And I talked to the cook, and the cook saw, because they had a cat, the people that own the public house, and she's cooking away in the kitchen, and she looks around with something caught her eye, and it's the cat floating past in the air as if it's being carried. It's by something she couldn't see. And she said it's as if the cat was being carried, and it was just floating along and went out the door. And she was like, what the hell? And then it was some guys that stayed the night there upstairs in one of the rooms, and he woke up in the early hours of the morning with apparitions around his bed and stuff, shaking the bed, and he was a bit shook up. But it's an interesting place, Lord Eldon. And under the stairs at the Lord Eldon, they were having some work done, and they found a headstone under the staircase, and with a note. with a note saying something like, you know, here I don't lie or whatever, or you know, something like that. That actually went into the local Knutsford press. I ended up doing some research, but I couldn't really confirm if anybody was there.
Yeah,
There certainly was a gravestone there and an interesting note, but no body.
Yeah.
You know, don't know if that was tied to it or not.
Have you ever done the Bull's Head in Swinton? I think
Yes.
it's called the church. That was
It's
one of my
changed its name now.
Yeah, it's the church in a summer.
Yeah. I mean, it's the cellar really. It's mostly.
Yeah, because my best mate growing up, his mum used to work there, and she did all the cleaning, so she was up and down the cellar, and she used to, we were only about 12, 13, so this is like late, mid to late 80s.
Yeah.
And because we used to stay over at each other's house at the weekend, his mum would bring us like loads of stuff back from there, because she used to work there, and she used to work at Puccini's across the road. So, and she said whenever she went in the cellar, I always felt like there's someone watching her, and she's been pushed and pulled loads of times. There's only been her in. The landlord's gone to bed because they used to live upstairs.
Yeah.
And there's nobody else about. But it's
Yeah,
like
there was some
literally
strange
feel an
stuff.
hand grabbing you.
Yeah. I mean, the beer canisters used to get thrown around there. I think probably one of the best write-ups on that was a guy I used to do work with was Peter Huff. He was a researcher. He did a lot of work with Jenny Vandals in the day, and they wrote quite a number of books together. Well, Peter did a book called Mysteries of the Mersey Valley. It's a very good book, actually. And in there was the write-up about, you know, the disturbances at the Bull's Head. And it did talk quite a lot about the activity was focused at the cellar of the location. I've not heard anything, you know, if they had more or any further experiences there.
No, but if you know, because you got St. Peter's Church opposite.
Yeah, literally 2 miles away.
Well, that's where my mum and dad got married there, and all that, and loads of christenings and weddings and everything. So, as you see, as you're walking up the path, you've got all the gravestones placed down as a footpath.
Yeah, it's a footpath.
And if you go up Station Road, and you've got like where you got Swinton Precincts on the right, you've got left, you've got that little green area.
Yeah.
Oh, that has got the headstones as well. With you saying that about that one do you say in Ireland with the headstone with the note underneath?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the Bull's Head has got the slabs underneath.
Maybe. Could be,
because they seem to be everywhere else. Because my mate used to live on Poets.
Well, I thought there might have been
now
even like, some tunnel under there. I would have thought from the nearest public house to the church.
Yeah,
there is. I'm sure there's tunnels that take you up to Clifton Marina.
Yeah,
I think it's Clifton Marina and Giant Sea.
I would be thinking about that era.
St. Peter's.
Stuff, yeah.
They've used the gravestone as some sort of capstone for the cover of
But
the tunnel.
it could easily been that there was some type of tunnel there during the Reformation.
Well, you know, Dick Turpin
Smuggling.
used to hang about around there. He used to like Giant Sea, and it's a real place, people. Knob End.
There's still a few. There still is a few modern day Dick Turpins around there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. But yeah, so there's loads of tunnels because he used to cut through, and you can get part way up the moors apparently.
Yeah.
Towards Saddleworth and all that.
Right.
Old smugglers' tunnels and that, isn't it? It's where they used to hide contraband and everything.
Phillips, is it Phillips Park Hall at Prestwich? Oh, that's connected where Clifton Marina and all that is.
Yeah, there's just a lot of history around, you know. But when you're doing paranormal research, you've got to tie with history. You got to look at those sort of things.
Definitely.
I don't really get. I mean, I don't really ever go to, you know, sort of stately homes or places. You know, like people go, because there's two types of investigators, isn't there? There's ones that just go to these public places.
Yeah.
And there's ones that deal with the general public and dealing with trauma and things like that. I was more the latter. I didn't really get too. The only times I've been to some stately homes and things is when I wanted to conduct research.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I mean, you go to some of these stately homes and you can go in with a metal detector. You can go into these big empty bedrooms and there's just all wood everywhere. There's no furniture in them anymore. But if you do a sweep with a metal detector, you can tell where the beds were because there was a ring of iron nails around the bed areas.
So
they were banging iron nails around the beds
So
you know?
that's some protection. That's yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So it was, it's even there, in the medieval times. Sort of.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to find that out. We're going in with the metal. Do you think, what are you going in with the metal detector? Well, I've done all sorts of things. But I wouldn't have known if I didn't bring that in, because very, very difficult to say, because they were below the floorboard. What they used to do is, they used to not leave them at the level of the board. They used to bang them in further.
Yes.
So you know what I mean. So, and then what they do is that they pulp the wood and fill over.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't even
and then
see
varnish
it.
it.
Yeah. So you don't see them. But the metal detector gives away multitude of sins, So I've been an awful research and other things, but I still know I've done is research in those particular. I went to Nottingham and Newstead Abbey, and that was pretty active. Master was there, and the cloisters. It was very active whilst I was there.
Yeah.
But there were certain areas that were closed off to the general public because of phenomena of throwing stuff around. They'd actually closed off the rooms. I wanted to get in there, but they wouldn't let me. Health and safety issues. If a chair comes flying at you at 30 miles an hour, you might be able to sue them, you see. So, of course, it's stupid. It's stupid, isn't it? But that's exactly what you want to go and find out.
That's what you want. Yeah, that's what you're going to go and find out. Yeah.
Isn't that the reason why you're there?
Yeah, well, exactly. So we were left to go around every other place, which there was activity, definitely.
Yeah.
Lord Byron's bedroom, the cloisters, and some places on the grounds. But that I wanted to get in there, but they wouldn't let me in, because of health and safety issues. So I thought to myself, okay, well, I believe if they're having some things like that sometimes, not all the times, there probably is a concern, for people. We do get a lot of visitors going there. Over the years, because they often do a visit to Nottingham Forest, don't they? Sherwood Forest and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a really interesting piece of footage. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but Don Phillips, my friend of mine, he's a catalyst, as we know, and he went to do some research there in Sherwood Forest. Now, it was a really interesting piece of footage. It's at night, and in Sherwood Forest, it's absolutely pitch black, at night. So it's good. So many people want to brave it, to be honest with you, because it is very dense.
Yeah.
But he was in there, and he had his night vision camera on, and he spotted something peeking out from behind a tree, like this.
Oh.
Right. Now, the first thing I said to him, because I know how infrared cameras work, an infrared camera is going to pick up 10, 15, 20 feet at most until you disappear into the darkness.
Yeah.
How's he seeing this figure going like this at 40 feet away, right? Because it was generating its own IR.
What?
Yeah, it was generating its own infrared. It was reacting with the camera because he didn't have an IR extender.
Yeah,
I know the camera very well. It was one of those Sony.
Oh, the Sony Handycams. Handycams,
which were very popular for night vision because you could put them on night vision and super night vision.
Yeah. Well, they had the monopoly of it, didn't they, for a while? They had the yeah.
Have you still got one as well? I've still got mine.
I did on Facebook about 5 years ago.
I mean, I use full spectrums now, but but I still got it actually. But I know what it was operating with because I've got one, and I know the extent. He wasn't using an IR extender, so I know the length. The visual length is probably about 20 feet, and you disappear.
Yeah. If that,
I used to use it with 2 square LED IR
extenders.
Yeah, just one on either side. Just so if it was indoors, it's just out to light the room up. So if you're seeing something little, it'd pick it up. Otherwise, it had to be like the size of a dog before you'd see it without it.
Yeah, I know. But I could clearly see something popping its round from a tree.
Yeah,
and it's light coloured, and you're thinking to yourself, well, where's that coming from? It's pitch black. Even if it was a person, that person would be pitch black. It's But no, it's very odd, very strange. But he spotted it. But it's not the first time. He's been out and done a number of tests, and some of which I've even analysed. Which is good because he did one in a cemetery, a church cemetery, and he left the camera running and walks away.
Yeah.
And you can hear him, and this is what he does. He does it all the time. I've seen him do it. He just walks away, leaves the camera, comes back, sees if there's anything on it. Well, yeah, there there were two shadows that walked right past, like two people walked right past the camera, and it's see-through.
Bloody hell.
So I had that looked at under quantum imaging. Actually, it was quite interesting, some of the images that came out from that.
Ooh.
But I am starting to release information on quantum imaging.
That would be amazing.
It's coming out now. I mean, so there's lots of little bits to show. I mean, at the moment, probably about 500 photographs so far. You know, various different things seen in quantum imaging. So
yeah, this is what we need. Stop the US disclosure. We want Steve Mera's
oh
disclosure.
yeah, well, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. I mean, Hidden World LLC, the company of the quantum imaging guys.
Yeah,
you can check them out. You know, it's hiddenworld.co. I think it is. You know, and you can find out about them. But they've been involved. They were involved in what's it called? Blind Frog Ranch, doing the spectral analysis on the ground. You know, for them when you utilize quantum imaging, because quantum imaging can be used for a number of things. Yeah, it's good at identifying energy signatures, and it's also good at finding certain minerals underground. Yeah, it's great for astrophysics because you can see things in space and things that the sun's being affected with, which you wouldn't normally see through any camera lens normally. Yeah, and even you know places like the DoD, the Department of Defense, in regarding the the research in pre-detonation of atomic weapon tests and stuff. Yeah, you know it's used for so much, but there is an aspect of this that can be utilized for phenomena. Yes, and it shows some crazy stuff. And I thought I'd seen it all until I've seen some of these photographs, and I have to say it's a bit freaky. Some of this stuff, because you know when you get the feeling that you're being watched, well, you probably are. Yeah, put it that way. Yeah. You know?
I tell everyone that,
especially if you're in the subject. Yeah.
So, Graham, part of HD, he's that's actually his job, is developing and manufacturing the things for quantum imaging. So that is
so clever stuff. You know,
very clever.
So new technologies are going to help us lead into. It's going to give more questions for sure. Yes. But we've got to be able to deal with what we're seeing. That's the problem.
So do you think this will help us see in different spectrums of light that we don't even know about yet?
No. It's not. It's a whole different type of technology. Yeah. I mean, when we're looking at layers of light and stuff, there is equipment can already capture other areas of light. But it's the human eye that can't see it.
I know.
That's your problem. We're the limitation, not the equipment. In fact, every single photograph you've ever taken and every video, there's quantum data inside that. People still don't get it. People still on comments are saying, oh, I don't understand how that is. Well,
I get it now.
What I get told by the experts, and these are quantum physicists, quantum image experts, you know, they're dealing with photonic imaging and you know, and quantum mechanics, and they're telling me quantum data is in everything. It's in every single photo you've ever taken, every video, but you can't see it, and the equipment's not designed what you've took it on to even look at it.
Yeah, no.
But they can get hold of some old. Doesn't matter how old it was. I've just had a run done on the 1942 Battle of Los Angeles image.
Yes,
in quantum imaging. Right? It doesn't matter how old that footage is, from modern to old. Quantum data is captured on every single device. And the thing is that look at the stuff now, we can take some great photographs, but you're not aware of quantum data, what is in it, until you start retrieving it. And as you retrieve it, what happens is, imagine stood in front of 30 planes of glass. And you're stood in front of it. And you see this image, right? That is reality, that image. But the problem is that if you stand to the side of it and look, realities consists of, well, there's some on that one, and some on that one, and some on that one, and some on that one. That makes up the whole picture as you're looking through. These layers have different things in them. And some of these things are constructs in the sky, light phenomena, faces, lots of faces. They have a professional name for these. They call them cranio-maxillofacial amalgamates. And I said to the guys, there's no way I'm calling them. I'm calling them googlers, because I'm just not saying craniomaxillary facial amalgamates. It's just too much of a bloody.
Yeah, we need a good acronym for that one.
So what's quite funny is that some of the guys there picked up on googlers. They call them googlers because I called them googlers. You know? But do you know what? What's really interesting is that there are two types. There is your baseline, which means every photograph you take at a certain level through quantum imaging, the googlers are there. Faces, no bodies, no little kittens, no dogs, nothing, just faces. Warped, altered, strange looking. They're always there. It's the predecessor to every image within some range of the quantum imaging. However, when you start to run the tests through quantum imaging when conducting experiments, such as if I was to come round and stick a God helmet on Andy and film it and send that for imaging, don't those googlers start to interact with you? They're stimulated.
I was just about to say, you know, when you said you're seeing faces, I mean, when you open up or when you've been to an investigation and, you know, you've opened yourself up, and then you go home at night and you close your eyes, the only thing I can describe is a sea of faces coming.
This is
at you. Is that the same thing?
Colours and shapes. Just it's like you're going through a tunnel.
It's like, that's the only way I can describe it. Sea of faces coming everywhere. At you, all different.
It gets to the point where you won't find an image without one. So I went through tests. I said, look, I'm going to give you a photograph of underwater. Run it. There they are. I want to give you
like the old ITC experiment where you got the water and
And then I said, I'm going to give you a photograph of space, taken in space by NASA. Yep, they're there. And I went through every single parameters, and then I started going, okay, I'm going to go and take a 10-second video in my back garden, just pointing at the sky, 60% sky, 40% ground. I was pretty surprised. Not only were they there, but there were 3 balls of light there, and there's nothing I can see with the human eye, but quantum imaging shows stuff around which shouldn't exist. Now, according to the specialists, it's like outside time and space in the sense of speaking. Quantum imaging is how they're seeing these constructs of stuff around.
So interdimensional.
And even the guys at Hidden World. I mean, I just recently had a good long. Been doing some bits and bobs with Trey Hudson from the Meadow Project, and Trey's doing some great work there. Very, very potent research, a bit like, you know, as we did in Project Doorway, at this particular location of high strangeness called the Meadow, and it was really intriguing that Hidden World had also assisted in regarding some of his data. And I tell you what, out there in front of them, there's a 25-foot cube, and they don't even know it's there. They couldn't even see the damn thing. And I tell you what, when they went near it or in it, and they did lots of weird stuff happening on thermal imaging and lots of crazy stuff out there. You know, I've had a lot of long conversations with Trey about the research that's been involved there, because we're both part of a think tank called Swarm, which is some of the best professionals in this subject, which come together to discuss certain new aspects of the phenomena. And I think it was Julie Powers that put it together, and she's done an incredible job. She's an amazing woman, what she's doing. And it's about this research. It's about advancing the subject, about the new methods of things that we need to find. A new method of research is there for people to dip their toes into. They just got to understand it. That's all. They just got to kind of wrap their heads around the understanding of what these things are. We can't tell you what they are, but we can certainly tell you that they seem to be intelligent on certain occasions when they interact during our experiments, like Trey's experiments and my experiments. And in fact, it was only it's about 2.5 weeks ago. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm always having strange stuff going on. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a hand on my chest, pressing on my chest. And I thought, what is that? And I turned around quickly to see a shadow apparition, just black, all black. And it's, you know, I mean, it's not dead dark. I can see it, but it's black. But it quickly moved to the side and disappeared. But as it is, it drew its hand across me, and I left me 3 scratches on the chest. So I had that photograph sent to quantum imaging guys. I told them, and they ran imaging on this. It was interesting, but they said, when did it happen? Well, like, this is morning now. This is like 3 o'clock when this was happening. It's about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning by this time. I'm talking to him. They said, well, go and take a photograph of, where was it? I said, next to the side of my bed. And go and take a photo of it. I said, well, it won't be there now. He said, go and take a photo. I said, why do you want me to take a photo? He said, because quantum imaging leaves trace elements.
Leaves an echo,
an echo effect. I only went and took the photograph, sent it to them. It's only flipping looks like it's still there, and then also there's an alien grey face down further below. I thought, what the heck? Well, it looks like, look, it could be pareidolia at the end of the day, but I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
The thing is, it does look like there's something there, and I'm thinking, what the hell? You know, I don't know. But I mean, this is the things that could be used. Now, I'm not saying everybody's got the skills and be able to go and do quantum imaging, but there is a service that could be utilized. And at this moment in time, I think they're happy to help.
Yeah.
You know,
but it's contributing to that data set, isn't it? That research.
Exactly. Building up a profile of stuff. It's amazing.
Can I just give you a little story? So, you know, Ash Ellis, who's at his basement, who lives in Sale.
Yeah.
And I was interviewing him about stuff that's gone on there, and I was using my night vision goggles.
Whereabouts in Sale?
I don't know. Go when you just know where to go. Is it
right.
Palatine Road?
It is Palatine Road. I know exactly where that is. Yeah.
It's around that area. And so we're in the basement. It's me, my cousin, and there's Ash, and all the lights are off, and I'm just doing the green filter on the night vision goggles.
Yeah.
So we're in the basement. It is pretty creepy. There's all wires hanging down and cobwebs, and where the doorways are. So originally it was one house, then it was knocked through to 2 houses, and it's split into flats. So you've got to go right round the back, go down, electric, all the meters and all that. You go in, and I'm chatting, and he's stood in like one of the doorways. I'm probably about 3-4 foot away from him, and he felt something on his back. So I'm still recording. And anyway, my cousin takes a photo because he turns around and he's about about a good 1.5 to 2 foot away from the wall. So he's not banged into anything. Actually, he's like 6'2". So I thought he might have, like, where the doorway is, obviously it's like a brick, like a Lego brick kind of outline to it. So he could have knocked it on that. As I walked through, I'm only 5'10", so like nowhere near. So
don't put yourself down like that.
I'm just about 5 foot, love. So you're a borrower or an umpa on the go.
I think we put the light on, and my cousin took a photo because I've still got hold of the goggles, and I think I had the digital recorder as well.
Yeah.
So we took the photo, then we did a little bit more. Anyway, we went back upstairs into his living room. Went, Andy, can you send me that picture? So I'll send it to Ash. So he sent it me. As I send it to Ash on WhatsApp, this is all three of us were sat there, right? And it's just the back of his shoulder. He's got a black hoodie on, yeah. And as you're looking at the picture, you see what looks like 3 spoon-like finger appendages appear as an imprint on the back of. I've still got a photo. I can send it to you, Steve. And you literally, it's like you watch a Polaroid.
Yeah. You see it forming.
Yeah.
Developing. It was like that.
That's
like,
weird.
What the hell?
That is interesting.
And it was just 3 fingers like that, but there's more like spoon.
You
know, like the old egg spoons.
Yeah,
like around each one of them had that. So then, about a month later, he sent me a picture of his bedroom window, right? And it's all steamed up, condensation. And there's 3 fingers, literally exactly the same as what was on. I'm like, next question. He's on the first floor. I'm like, is that inside or outside your window?
Oh God, yeah.
Likely going to be, if it's condensated, it'll probably be on the inside. I would have assumed. But
I'd have been more worried if it had been outside, I think.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, some would be the other way around, but no, you're right.
Yeah.
You'd be curious because if it's a bedroom window and it's further up from the ground.
So the living room's one end.
Yeah.
The bedroom's the other, and it's the old
it's weird.
The old Victorian townhouses.
Yeah.
So there's a long corridor. And he said he's been there and I don't know if he's on his own or with his partner, and he's heard someone walk past from one end to the other,
Yeah.
and he's on the internet, and it's not even any of the other floors, because each one, you can tell when you're, even when you're in this room, you can hear
Yeah.
people in different rooms. You can tell
Yeah.
exactly where
Oh,
they are. Even
yeah.
when you're in the basement, you can hear the
Yeah, yeah.
traffic going past, the rate,
Yeah.
all that. So you adjust straight away, especially if you do this as
Oh
often.
God, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Hand-
yeah.
You
hand
learn
marks
to
and
filter
things.
out, or you learn to recognise ambient noise and environmentals quite easily.
To get that, and he said, because he said it's like, you know, when you're in a bar, someone just puts their hand on your shoulder to get past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so you're not pushing them out of the way. Said it just felt like that.
It's weird. You know, there's lots of things like that do happen. I
Yeah.
mean, in fact, when we did, myself and Don Phillips did a case in Manchester about 5 years, 6 years ago, and there was seriously some stuff going on there. I mean, the recordings we got was crazy. It was something about the children, because whoever it was there was saying about the children, you know. So and very clear. But there was a hand mark. There was a white. It was a white duvet.
Yeah.
And the duvet cover was white, and there was a handprint on the duvet cover. Now, it was very, very strange, the handprint, because we took special photographs of it, and you could clearly see the knuckles.
Right.
But the thing is, no.
Oh,
it was the handprint was the other way round. So what I'm seeing on top of the bed is the top of a hand.
Top of the hand, yeah.
Not the bottom of a hand.
Translucent.
As if you touched the bed, it'd be the bottom of your hand. You could see the giants in, you know, the little bone structures in your hand.
Yeah.
You could see them. That's the top of the hand. She, poor girl, was freaked out, and I'm trying to calm her down.
Yeah.
And of course, we were trying to get her to go upstairs and be a little bit more, you know, look, you've got to beat this phenomena sort of thing.
Yeah.
Of course, we went upstairs, and this crucifix comes flying across the room. It's her crucifix that she put up there, and it's all bent and twisted. Well, it was all bent and twisted, so she was gone. There was no way that we poor girl. What can you do when that happens?
Can you say which part of Manchester that was, or not? You got to keep it confidential.
Audenshaw, I think it was.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Is that mentioned to Audenshaw?
Yeah,
it was Audenshaw.
That's Big Bang used to live up there.
Yeah, and you know, it was a poor girl. She never stayed there. I don't blame her, to be honest. She's just on her own with her children, like, you know. So,
well, especially when there's kids involved, and then you've got to think of their safety.
She completely freaked out. So whatever it was being very interactive with her. But you're right. I mean, I had a case in Leicester when I was working with Don, and one of the best paranormally orientated homes I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I'd say the most haunted resident home I've ever been in, because people go on about haunted locations and, you know, stately homes, and it's nothing compared to some haunted homes. I tell you, this stuff was crazy, but there was the guy that was living there with his partner. He was getting the crap beaten out of him at night. This thing was attacking him. He had bruises and scratches, and he got this big
horrid cases like that
handprint across his chest.
Yeah.
The handprint, it looked to be the top of the hand, like the bed.
Yeah.
And you could see talons. I swear to God, you could see long talons on the fingers. It was only about a week or two later again, his wife comes in, his partner comes in, finds him on the floor. He's had a massive heart attack in that location. He got took into hospital, and he never recovered properly from it, because he was, you know, because of the significance of the heart attack. And it just goes to show sometimes things are, you know, pretty crazy. And that was crazy there. I mean, there was stuff coming out the air.
Yeah.
You know, and it didn't make any sense, some of the stuff. You know, it was just like random. I've seen a lovely dress. That was one of them. You just sat there talking to someone, and it's as if somebody's woman's just walked in and gone, I've seen a lovely dress. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
You know, just random things that mean nothing, you know. And then there were others which were meaningful, but it was just absolutely crazy there. I've never never been in a haunted home that active, to be honest with you.
Can I just tell you quickly about when I lived in Milton Keynes? I'll keep it short as I can. had everything from
Yeah.
full body apparitions, shadow people watching the TV, a shadow person crossing at an angle from our bedroom door to the toilet door. And I was like that, like pinned against the wall. If I'd have done that, I'd have put my hand into whatever it was.
Wow, that close.
I've seen
Bloody hell.
the metallic orbs outside when I was feeding the rabbits for 2 days that
He was
I
watching
knew
you,
was
wasn't it?
observing me. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, when you just know that they're watching you.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it thinking, there's all these people, why are you watching me? And then it's that, no, I need to go in. Went
How
in.
old was you when you were there?
Oh, this was only,
Not that long ago, was it?
I've been down here 17 years, so about 13 years ago.
Oh, right. So so how old were you when you had your first experience?
4.
Well, you're an experiencer.
Yeah. Well, I grew up,
Okay.
you'll know, I grew up on Beachfield Estate off Folly Lane. So I had
Yeah.
all Eccles Fields at the back, the sewage,
Yeah.
Eccles College, the golf
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, I know where
You
that
had
is.
the old pink path with the Devil's Drop and all
You're an
that.
experiencer. Well, you were 4.
Yeah.
I was 7, so I got an extra 3 years normality. You know, but yeah,
I
once you're an
was-
experiencer, you're an experiencer.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
2 when it started for me.
with 2. Flipping it.
Yeah.
Well, I had the growls.
I had my
outside the
bedroom rearranged.
window.
Bedroom rearranged while I was in bed. My nan and my mum came upstairs, and my bed was in the middle. I was fast asleep. And
Never
we
had
had
that.
apples, shit happened all
Do you
over
know
the
what I
place in that
think?
house.
I think Andy has his experience at 4. Abby has her experience at 2. I have mine at 7. And the whole reason is because in the future, they know that you, me, and her are all going to be talking and putting information out,
Yes.
talking about this stuff,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
what they want.
Yeah.
They want, because the more people that believe in it, the more interactive they can become with people.
Yes.
That's how
Yeah.
they connect
Yeah.
through belief.
Yeah.
The belief
Well, you
consciousness.
can energy.
So we are workers, all of us, for them. So we need to put in for a pay rise.
I know,
Yes.
yeah. Right.
Yeah, we're
You do
working
send
for
me
them.
invoice,
We're
Steve.
practitioners. You know, look, I do think people have initiated experiences, and
Yeah.
for some reason they end up bang on this path. It's the
Yeah.
same story I keep hearing of people when they're from initiated experiences to this, because when I had those initiated, mine were pretty. Well, okay, of course, saw a being in the bedroom. Started off with 7 years of age. It was
Yeah.
a grey, well, a wrinkly grey. Slight tan, actually. He had a bit of a slight tan. As far as I'm aware, I mean, 7 years of age, it's hard to remember, but
Yeah.
he was there. But it's that after that first experience, it was only 2 days later, all hell breaks loose, you know, and it was just a bombardment of craziness.
Yeah.
I mean, there used to be a horse that came out the laurel bush in the back garden.
Right.
It was-
Someone's asked about that.
White
nickname.
horse.
Hang on. You got it? Yeah.
Here we go. Steve
Yeah, spoke
spoke
to me.
about his horse experience. I spoke to someone who knows about
Yeah.
these farms have been recently. What were his thoughts about it?
Yeah.
Hi,
it was
Nick.
asking me questions. But its mouth weren't moving. And I was too busy standing there thinking, how does a horse fit in my mum's laurel bush?
To be
And it
fair,
was-
you would.
A few times. It was a bit strange.
Ah,
Yeah.
see, that'll bring me to. So do you know Beachfield Estate?
Yeah, I
I
do.
don't know. So I lived on 3rd Avenue. So you go
Right.
on, you go in through Lee Ave or South
Yeah.
Ave. You got Beachfield.
Yeah.
You got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th that
Right.
runs up. So I'm
Yeah,
on
yeah.
3rd Avenue, the second one down on the left hand side. So we live right in the corner in semi-detached, in a massive back garden, about 150 foot long, about 80 foot wide. Then it was a park, then it was allotment, sewerage, Eccles Fields, and you had the Swinton golf course and all that. So it just fields and fields at the back. You could see Eccles College and everything. I'd come out, I was in the back, looking out the back window one day, because you could see all the way across. You could see the planes waiting to land at Manchester Airport. And we
Yeah.
only had one runway. This was during the day in the afternoon, and I was waiting to go out with my mum, and I'm watching, and there's a helicopter. It was a Huey, and there's a pilot and co-pilot in it, and they was in the back garden doing all these manoeuvres that are impossible to do. We had a shed, a greenhouse, there's washing lines, there's massive trees all the way around. They was going upside down and everything, right? I was about 8, 9 years old. I could describe exactly what, and I have done in the past, what the pilot and co-pilot looked like. The pilot had the round ball, like in Star Wars.
Yeah.
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 and he had the reflective things. He didn't have the orange; it was a green khaki colour.
Yeah.
Like the Top Gun helmets.
Yeah, but he had the
Yeah.
thingy harness strap. The guy next to him had the proper 70s mustache. He had a bit
Yeah.
of a mullet. He had the reflective sunglasses on. He had dark hair. I'd say the pilot was in his late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
The co-pilot, I'd say late 40s, 50s. And I'm
what,
looking.
What
so
time was this when this was happening?
This is about 2:00 in the afternoon. So I'm looking out the bedroom window.
Scream
The
memory.
helicopter banked like that. And
Yeah.
it was the khaki, not the green of camouflage, not the sandy one.
Is it the darker one, the colt?
Yeah, it's just like the
Like, not so much the blue, it was more beige and green rather than green and dark green.
Like the desert one, the desert greens.
A bit like the deserty ones, but a bit darker.
Okay.
Anyway, so my mum shouted me to go out. So I'll go out and go out the front door. And there's only 10 houses in that street. So you walk up, you turn right and left, and you're up on Folly Lane. I'm walking, I'm looking behind me, and I'm watching this helicopter. It's between the houses. So to get into the back garden, rather than going through the house, I climb up on the fence, lean on next door's wall, push myself around the gate. Because it had a big bolt at the top, big bolt at the bottom. The easiest way for a kid to get in and out. Jump on the fence, go around, and it just pushed me. So that's how close the fence was to next door's house.
That's crazy. That can't happen.
And there's a helicopter. But my mum shouted me saying, "Come on, hurry up, we've got to go." I was always faffing about, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But the last time I went into detail about this story, I recall it didn't make any sound because my mum didn't acknowledge it, and anyone else who would have been about.
Pretty noisy. Yeah.
Your mum would have got nervous about it because of how low it was. But you know how close it is to about an aerodrome. I know they used to do the testing on the fields because every year there was an air show, and as it was coming up towards summer, they start doing all the practicing, flying about with the helicopters, and you'd have Chinooks coming past and all sorts. But this wasn't. This was a Huey. I even got one up on the ceiling there, the exact one, because I thought it was an Apache because it had the guns on the side, but it wasn't the Apache shape. I remember it had the two cannons,
right,
and that kind of freaked me out a bit because it's like, why is
over a residential area? Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
because this was before police helicopters.
Yeah.
You'd see the ones going to and from Barton Aerodrome.
Well, it's before that, because the police helicopter wasn't housed at Barton back then.
No,
it did. You used to have a refueling section at Aldenshaw, apparently.
Yeah. Well, my mate used to work at Barton fixing helicopters, but that wasn't until the mid-90s.
That's right. Yeah, there wasn't much. It is now, of course. But police off a helicopter. But that just scream memory stuff.
Yeah.
Because they just don't make sense, do they?
And the next street down is where I had my first UFO encounter.
There you go. I mean, they probably used a helicopter because they're not daft. They're right near Barton there.
Oh,
And
they used to
do things
Airwolf and the A-Team and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, you've had people which have looked out the window at 3:00 in the morning to see bin men with flashing lights on the van. And the bin men are just there looking at her. And she's thinking, what the hell is that? It's not a bin wagon.
No.
And those men which are just staring at her, probably not just men staring at her. These screen memories, it causes mass confusion because it doesn't make any sense. And I had that, that's the same as the horse situation. But then it was very multiple various things. I had a small man that would appear out of a hole in the bottom of me skirting board. It was only this big. And the hole went in, not out. A hole went in, and he'd appear and go like this, and I'd be one. So a little man come out there and go like this. You must be joking.
So was that in Wythenshawe?
That was Baxter Gardens, Wythenshawe, yeah.
Wow.
And then obviously it carried on through when I moved to Timperley and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the Jester at Timperley for 3 years. And he used to be a nice Jester. First experience was a nice Jester. He came up. I saw him a few times, and then eventually he came on, sat on the bed,
Mm.
And he held his hand out, and he had one of those sweets, you know, what you twist and it unwraps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Held his hand out, have a sweetie. And I'm looking at him, and he's just got this smile. Have a sweetie. So I'm trying to get. I thought, all right, I'll grab the sweet. My hand went right through the sweet. I couldn't pick the damn sweet up. So I'm getting a bit. So I'm looking at his hand in more detail. I'm thinking that is a sweet, and I'm trying to pick it up. And I looked back at him, and his face had completely changed. Black eyes, big grin on his face. That freaked me out. I don't know why he was trying to trick me or whatever, but then he never went to the nice jester from then on. He was always nasty jester.
Yeah. That's that. I mean,
That's
I
a
will.
creepy one. That one. I had the jester for 3 years. I'm glad he disappeared after 3 years. And then I moved to Fallowfield, in Manchester, and we had a thunderstorm one night. I woke up, and there was 8 of them around my bed. These small beings, bit blue in colour. Funny enough.
So you'd think with English folklore that they'd be pixies or something like that, wouldn't you? All part of the fae.
I didn't know what to call them. Diddy Man or whatever. I don't know.
Little Rigowitz.
Yeah. It was just such a variety of different things. Bars of light hovering over me. It wasn't too long. It was only about last year or the year before.
Yeah.
Jackie saw it. She got up to go to the bathroom, come back in, and there's a bar of light. It's about 6 foot long, literally over me, 2 foot over me while I'm sleeping across the bed.
Ooh.
No idea. And then there was one night I woke up and I saw this orange light in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And I left the curtains open, and I'm thinking, oh, it's just the street lights. And then I was going to go back to sleep, and it suddenly dawned on me, we don't have orange street lights anymore. They're all white.
Yeah.
I used to love the orange street lights.
Yeah, I did.
Didn't they?
They were comforting.
Sodium lightings. I used to love it. But
Yeah, they put the bright ones outside mine now. It's horrid.
Somebody think, well, hang on a second, we've not got orange lights anymore. So what's the orange light? So I got up and I went and looked out the window, couldn't see nothing. And yet I looked down on me, and I'm covered in orange light. And I look behind me, my shadow's on the wall from the orange light. I'm looking at me and I can't see nothing. You know, crazy stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
That's just reminded me. I was down near Rutland Water. I was working, going through Oakham. It's one morning, and I could see an orange light just go really slow between the trees. And I'm looking, and it's like it looked like a car headlight unit.
Yeah.
Like off a Cortina.
Yeah.
It was that shape and everything. I'm like, I thought, is it a reflection off the quarter lights on the van? Because you've got 2 mirrors either side, you've got the quarter light. Is it something bouncing through? And so I put the window down. Sorry, I did that. It was electric. So I put the window down, put my head out the window.
Showing our age, isn't it? The windows. Yeah.
Stuck my head right out the window. I was on the phone to Becky at the time. And it was still there, so it weren't a reflection from anything. You know, nearly meant to put the window back up then because they've got the fan blowing behind me. So I put the window, and I'm looking through the different windows, and it's there, and I knew I should have turned off and just gone and had a look because I thought, is it someone with a drone?
Yeah.
As soon as I pulled level with it to where it should be, nothing there. But it was like someone's got a car headlight and they're flying it about. There's no one about. Like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't know what it was. No sound. Nothing.
There's lots of crazy stuff. So of course, it's inevitable you get into this type of subject. So I got interested quite quickly, and before you know it, I've opened Cheshire UFO Group. I ran it for about a year, and then I took over MAPIT, Manchester Aerial Phenomena Investigation Team, which was done by David Rees, which he started that in '73. And then I formed SEP, Scientific Establishment Parapsychology, in 1996. And that is when I ended up with the first corporate investigation for, what was it called? Sunlight House in Deansgate in Manchester, 14-floor building.
Yeah.
And there was all sorts of crazy stuff going on in there. Balls of light were coming down the corridors, about the size of a football, 2 of them, always 2. And they would take intelligent turns and go into rooms and come out and stuff. And the CCTV cameras are. So when I got the case, what happened was I got a phone call from Manchester Public Relations Office. Well, I thought, who are these? I don't know who it is. Can we speak to you? Yeah. We've got these clients. Would you about this? You know, having some strange stuff happening, and they were interested in, like, you know, would you be interested in talking with them? I said, yeah. Well, I didn't know it was the actual buildings owned by the Ministry of Defence. So I went there to interview them, and it was 14th floor building. There's all sorts of stuff going on in all these different floors. Now, they were having work done at the time, so it kicked off really bad because the stuff was going off in the middle of the night.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Right. Is that the one near Victoria Bridge or down near Castlefield?
It's right in the centre of Manchester, Deansgate. Yeah.
I know Deansgate Road. I'm just trying to think which one was Sunlight House.
Well, it was probably, well, I mean, if you're taking out the Co-op building before obviously the big Hilton that's there, it was probably the very tall 14th floor. Big. Yeah.
The insurance building.
That's it. And but when I was there, there was only one other company that was renting from the MOD, and that was called Teleconsultants. So they became my clients. MOD became my clients, and I went in there, and it was the first corporate confidential investigation. I had 14 other investigators, and we all had to pose as electrical engineers, hard hats, the equipment, the belt, the tools. So check out the place. Was highly incognito.
Yeah.
But I was given these. First off, this guy comes in, said, "Brilliant, glad you're on the investigation." Boom, drops this stuff on the desk. It's literally files that thick. Handover notes from the security over the last 2 years.
Jesus.
Sounds like Plymouth Railway Station.
Every night. What happens is that you do your security work, and then when you do a handover, you have to make notes and stuff and everything what happened about that night, and it gets handed over to the next guy, and then they do it, and so on and so forth. I mean, bloody hell, it was crazy. They were chasing apparitions which were running through walls and stuff, but they always had to give chase because they thought they were intruders, you know, people that got in, and it was all sorts of stuff. So I got files and files of this stuff. And of course, that was the first one. And after I did that investigation, which took about maybe a year, and it was under a confidentiality assurance policy, a CAP document, which means that we hold the information for 10 years. If you want us to rehold it, all you got to do is notify us, and we'll hold it for another 10 years. Yeah. If you do not, though, in this print there, and it's not small print, it's big print, and it says, look, if you don't contact us after 10 years, we can disclose. It means that you're allowing us to disclose.
Yeah.
So some still remain under these CAP documents, where some have let them slip, and Sunlight House let it slip. 10 years later, they allowed us to talk about stuff, so fine. But that was the first one. Now, what happened then is that I ended up on this system, this Manchester Public Relations Office, which linked through to other ones.
Yeah.
And then I started getting all these calls from all these businesses and stuff. Oh, I believe you don't think with corporate investigation. I think it was just a matter that they wanted someone to help, but they couldn't trust just a normal ghost hunting team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it was highly confidential, and we had to act as the clients, you know. So we ended up doing all sorts of things. You know, we did Manchester City ground. The old one, not the new one. Main Road. For Manchester City.
Wow.
And loads of different businesses, office buildings. There was like even Salford Rugby Club.
Yeah.
You know,
the Willows.
You know it. It's on the opposite side is the Trafford Centre.
Yeah.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah.
Ah, right. I thought you meant the old one.
No, you're on about the other one. No, the new one. The opposite. They built it on the opposite side of Trafford Centre. Yeah. Well, they were having disturbances there as well. It was really weird.
Oh.
You know,
it's amazing how many places are, but they just don't want you to know. We've had to sign NDAs and all sorts.
6.5 years of doing those cases, bombardment of corporate investigations, 6.5 years, and you wouldn't even know they exist, these things in these places, because public don't get to know because they don't want it out. You know?
Well, the thing is, where Salford's ground is, that's the old wasteland, and you got
the old wasteland.
Because we used to go. Like you said, when Barton Air Show was on, we used to walk through. We cut through.
You could cut through. That's right.
And we just go down there.
But they
to
built it
about
on that wasteland.
no
Yeah,
roads.
Yeah.
I know. That's where they built it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm going to start using those CAP documents now instead of NDAs. That's a bloody good idea.
CAP documents are really good. Confidentiality policy.
Yeah.
It basically means, look, you'll be held under a 10-year CAP document. You know, you can trust us not to, this will be confidential for 10
Yes.
years. But if you don't renew, it will automatically go out to the general public. In other words, you're not bothered. You're relinquishing responsibility and you don't care anymore.
Yes.
It just keeps them on the toes.
Well, we got so many reports because we write a report for every investigation we do. Every investigation that's it is long-winded, and it's in these locations where you are signing the NDAs, where it is zero publicity, where it is literally that's where you get the activity. It's not like, as you say, the stately homes, the museums, the ones you do just for the members and the month. That's where you get the actual stuff going on, and you can't do anything with it. So you can't share that information with other researchers or anything.
It is frustrating, but then you gain a trust, with
you
these
do.
people,
You do gain a trust,
I think word gets around or something because I just kept getting. I even did some work with CID in London.
Oh wow!
And that was over. Do you remember the Susie Lamper case?
Yes.
That case, I was involved in. It reopened because of some psychic information, which was absolutely accurate, which was never put in the press.
Yeah.
So they contacted me, and the case was reopened temporarily.
Yeah.
And then I did I ended up sort of doing some police work for Exotic Animal Registry Unit, which is regarding big cats.
Yeah.
And they were citing people's gardens and stuff. It was crazy. But they just needed to have some help. The police can't deal with that sort of thing.
No, and they can't disclose that they have gone down that area because it's
they don't even want to.
They lose credibility on the case in court and all sorts, even though it's
So you get involved in lots of different things, and that went on for like 16 and a half years.
Wow.
We still do corporate investigations, but it's just it's just down to timing now, because you know what, I had to make a judgment call.
Yes.
Say, look, Steve, at what point do you do less investigation and more scientific research?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to be in the same spot forever.
Yeah.
I wanted to try and find answers.
Well, you evolve, don't you? It's I'd love to investigate with you or research with you and do any scientific. I really would. That it would be amazing.
It's always stuff. At the moment, we got an investigation being carried out, which is still active. Actually, it's not closed yet, though. Things have calmed down somewhat now. But I think it's been a couple of years on the books now. It's a police officer and his family. Lovely guy, lovely family. But they were having some dramatic paranormal phenomena taking place. But
it's
what
very
was
traumatic for people.
He's the catalyst though, and he didn't even know. Didn't even know. And it's only because I went with my recorder.
Yeah.
Because I like to do little tests, you know what I mean? And I went around the property and see if I can get an EVP out of the property, and all I got was shh, nothing, hush, until I put it in his hand.
And it kicked off.
Every single time he recorded, he got it. Every time I did, I didn't. That I do on purpose because, he's a catalyst. So they're interested in it. He has an association with them somehow, even though he may not have known. Lovely guy, though, lovely family. But I was just more concerned about, look, are they having problems where if it's going to escalate to a point where it's becoming problematic, then I'd have to up the antes. Luckily, though, it never really got there. He was doing disturbances, and annoying them quite a lot. But it didn't really get out of hand. I have dealt with out of hand stuff, which is pretty crazy. I've only done 3 diabolical investigations.
Yeah, they're rare. They're rarer than people think. Even though like on the telly, it's like it's always a deep. No, it's so rare.
Right.
So rare.
They're rarer than the poltergeist film. And
they
the
are.
Poltergeist film is pretty rare. I've done about 9 or 10 cases in 42 years. That tells you. Hauntings are very common, but even diabolical stuff was when I went to a house in Wales, a farmhouse which had been purchased by a family. They had it was a quirky house, and you go up the stairs, and there was a middle room. So there was a room there. It didn't have windows. They didn't know what to do with it, so they made it into a little games room. They had a pool table actually took up them and built in there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's really nice. Thing is, though, one day couldn't get in the room. The pool table had been pushed up to the door.
Locked him in.
Couldn't get in. And I
Bloody
saw
hell.
something there, and I thought it was a bit. I was there on my own because they'd moved out because of all the stuff that was happening. It was pretty bad. And I went there, and as I was leaving, I glanced to the right to look through to the kitchen, and I saw this, what I thought was a big full bin bag, full up.
Yeah.
On the floor. And I kind of did a double take because I thought, I don't remember seeing that bin bag, but maybe I just missed it. Then the flipping thing stood up, didn't it? It was bigger than me. Ooh, I tell you, look, you know what? I mean, I'm on my own as well, so
Brown trouser moment.
But, I got out of there.
Yeah.
I did. But you know what? I was filled with dread.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. If people say I've got a demon in my cellar, I'll go and sit down there. It don't bother me. I'll be numb to it. But this is different. I was filled with absolute horror and dread.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die. I don't know why those thoughts went through my mind, but it was induced into me, and it was still with me even when I was driving down the road for a mile or two until it let its foot off my brain. You know what I mean?
Oh, good God, it stays with you. Sometimes it follows you for a bit as well. It's like,
it was with me for a few miles, and then it was like, get off me, and leave me alone, leave me alone. Eventually, it went off, but it's a horrible feeling that. You know,
I've had that once. I was sat in the chair. I managed to get out the chair, like something was pushing me down.
Yeah,
I managed to get out. Yeah, at my mate's house, and I'm shouting him. It was only little. It's like the back-to-back houses.
Yes,
you've got a living room, kitchen too. It was like that. So he could not hear me, and he goes, "I didn't hear you. I've been shouting you for 10 minutes." And it was one of those same sort of things. I thought, this is it. This is the end.
In abduction cases as well, you know. When
does it?
Yeah, it's like a bubble, isn't it? They can't.
And it's like a bubble.
Yeah, it's like a bubble.
Can't be heard. It's like, why don't people hear me?
I know. I didn't get it, but I couldn't get out the chair. I was like,
you're
like, when you hypnotized,
like but like paralysis, but you're awake paralysis. Yeah.
And I'm like, I just physically cannot move my body to get up.
Well, they can do that, you know, and it isn't sleep paralysis because people sometimes have it and they're not even sleeping.
I was wide awake. I was
wide awake.
Literally.
Exactly. But if you go and see a psychologist, they'll say, "Oh yes, it's sleep paralysis. You must have nodded off." And
I think that's such a convenient cop out, isn't it? Really? Oh, you've got, you've woken. Oh, it's hypnagogic. Yes, okay, these things do exist. But what if you're wide awake? What if you haven't gone to sleep? What if you've just blinked?
We've been watching telly. He'd gone up to get something because I was going to go back to mine, and he goes, "I'll walk around with you because I'm going to go and grab something from the garage."
Yeah,
and
that's when it happened.
Yeah, as soon as he walked out the room.
Because this is the thing, you see, they like you on your own.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they really do. You know, they do like you on your own. So of course, you know, look, it even got into the crop circle investigations, the nodes on the crop circle expulsions.
Yeah,
I went down there. It was fun days back in the early days in the 80s and 90s. You used to go to all the conferences, but used to kick off back then. You used to like,
really?
It was funny. There was a guy called Harry Harris, and he was I don't know if you remember him, but he was a hypnotist.
Yeah.
Well, not a hypnotist. He was a lawyer. But he got into hypnotizing people who claimed they were alien abductees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had his own, they were all women really, but he had this entourage. And Harry Harris would go to these events and try and steal the show. Mm-hmm. And I ended up going down to these crop circles. I went to this conference, and there was a guy there called Busty Taylor who was pretty big into the crop circle for the man.
Massive.
And Reg Presley, you know, from the Trogs and stuff. You know, great guys. And Harry Harris got on the stage, and he wasn't even a lecturer. And it was really annoying because he was like taking over the event. And this guy jumps up from the seat behind me, and he shouts out, points his finger, "Harry Harris, you are the underpants of ufology." Right? And the next minute, Busty Taylor's up on the stage, and they're having a right go at each other.
Jeez.
Wow.
I was like, this was the fun days, late 80s.
Busty's having a bust up.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
used to happen, that sort of thing. It was crazy back then.
And yeah, the crop circle world. I mean, it's calmed down a hell of a lot now. I mean, even in
Has
like,
now.
you know, the late 2000, 2012 and all the rest of it. Obviously, I'm not going to name names because they're still about, they're still active. But you can probably know the ones I'm talking about. But
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Yeah. But, yeah, it was crazy. It was fun. You know, long summers and crazy.
Yeah, me and Nick are up. Me and Nicola are up Wiltshire this weekend at the 25 years since the Mill Kill.
Yes.
Yeah, conference. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that was the first place where I actually went. I went there when I was 2. I didn't even know what the place was. My mum and dad took me because they were into the subject a bit.
Yeah.
They were a bit hippie, my mum and dad. And they took me there. And all I remember is sitting on a blanket and looking at the sky with other people sat around.
Yeah.
That was my introduction to the subject. I didn't even know at 2 years of age, you know. But I do remember going, you know. But it's interesting locations. So it covers everything, you know, from your cryptids in investigation in Arkansas. Arkansas. Do you know what? When I went there and I said Arkansas, right, I didn't know it's actually against the law.
What?
Oh yeah. If you mess up and say Arkansas instead of Arkansas, because it's spelt like Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas.
What if you're dyslexic?
Well, I know, but apparently
you can't pronounce words.
I actually went and checked with the sheriff. I saw the sheriff, and I went up to him and said, "I've been told it's actually legal to say Arkansas." And he says, yeah, you get arrested. I said, what? I said, you get arrested if you say it wrong. Oh, yeah. He says, you get arrested, taken down to the station and fined.
Gee,
wow.
What? I was like,
I'm buggered if I ever go to Massachusetts then, because it's Massachusetts. Yeah.
So
I smell it Boston. Be all right.
And I said it wrong, didn't I? At a conference of all places.
Oh, God.
You know, first time I went there, you see, but then I ended up going back to do Bigfoot research and stuff, some crazy stuff up there.
Wow.
Well, I couldn't sleep because it's too noisy because of all the wildlife, the crickets and everything. It's so loud.
Oh, it was like that in Gettysburg. Frogs and crickets and cicadas.
Cicadas.
Yeah,
it's when they go quiet, then you need to worry. That's
I know. Yeah.
When it goes deathly silent, run.
Oh, they didn't go quiet.
No,
so loud.
It's they can't even hear it. They're used to it. It's dead loud for us though when we go there because we're not used to those sounds.
No, a couple of crickets. That's about it.
Yeah. Couple of crickets, couple of yobbos walking past too drunk at night, and maybe that was it. But no, that's kind of that, you know. But so far though, I've been to sort of jungles and deserts and mountain tops. It tends to be places where the footfall is a lot less because you've got more acute phenomena taking place.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's the same for Barry. I mean, he went, I think he went to 53 countries or something like that with ghost hunters international.
Yeah,
it's gotta be.
And some of those places were crazy, you know, which didn't even get into the series much, to be honest with you. It was a bit scripted, the series, and he didn't really like it so
made
much.
For television, it has to
Made
be.
for TV,
you know, executive producer. If you don't produce the goods, it gets cancelled. So
it's true. So he had to do what he did. I mean, you know. He didn't really make a big living out of it, to be honest with you. They covered expenditures and stuff, and he didn't.
That's about it.
Wasn't even really getting a wage, to be honest with you.
No,
they're looking after him, making sure you didn't have to go for anything. He'd go out, you know, he could get food, his drinks, and
cover your travel, cover your you got your equipment, you get to play with some cool toys.
I mean, this is it in them days, you know. It's always about the TV companies wanting everything, next to nothing. But he did. Some of these places he did go though, of course. He went to Dracula's Castle and all over the place.
Yeah, I remember him
Some
telling me
of them
about
were
that.
very weird and very strange places he was in, and he did experience some stuff. But his passion wasn't that. His passion, you know, is about the ancient side of stuff. And I really got an eye opener from Barry when I got first introduced to. I mean, I've been to Ireland a few times before.
Yeah.
But when I really got introduced to Ireland, the island that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And he opened my eyes. I remember running up a mountain top in the middle of the night, trying to get there before the sun sets. And I'm running up. I've got all this equipment. I'm absolutely knackered. And he says, Steve, don't stop. You've got to get up here. You've got to get up here. And we've got to be in there by the time the sun sets. I said, why have we got to be at the sun? It's all about the timing.
Yeah.
Just trust me. Flipping out, I was knackered. So I got there and we got up to the top there. And I think, well, where is this place? You didn't realize, but you go behind this bush. It's a flippy big hole in the ground. And you go down into this underground cavern.
Wow.
And it's a huge granite wall. And when you get there, and when the sun sets, that's when the voices come, and they come from behind. They come from behind the granite wall.
Oh wow!
And it's not even a known language. And we heard it. We recorded it on camera.
Wow!
And it's not even a known language. We don't know the language. It's ancient, probably ancient before the Irish were even there. Maybe, who knows? But it's all tied in with the phenomena there, and it's crazy. And it is down to the timings. He was absolutely right. But the locals don't talk much about this. You don't get to hear about these stuff. So I spent a week with Barry going to all those types of places. And I was,
It's an education, isn't it?
It was an education. Education. And it was brilliant. I mean, the last visit I went there, we did some we decided to do some investigating in a mine, on the top of this mountain. But this mountain, as you go in there, there's this mountain there, and it's like he stops and he said, I think it's called Singing Mountain, or they call it. There's a name anyway for it. And what it is he says that you can hear kind of music. Yeah. Right. So we stopped the car and we got out, and he's basically saying you can hear the music. And listening. Yeah, I can hear it. He said, yeah, well, if I talk about it, if I start getting into a conversation about it, it will disappear and it won't come back until we stop. And I thought he was pulling my leg. So we ended up in a conversation. As soon as we got into the conversation about the music that we're listening to from this mountain,
there's such a conscious element to this thing. There has to be.
And I'm just like, crazy. I mean, we were chasing a UFO. We were chasing a UFO. We could see the UFO. We were chasing one whilst we were there, pretty low as well. But it's in a location where I think there's like a Devil's Island is there, and there's strange cryptids seen down there and UFOs and stuff. There's so much stuff in the island, but he knows where to go to get the real good stuff. Yeah. And there is some strange stuff, and I saw it and witnessed it. So it was an education. I didn't realize Ireland does have a hidden side to it in regarding some of these places. And there's a lot more around the area of Sligo and that side, southern, as opposed to the northern. Because I did first trips I went there was mostly northern, but when I got introduced to sort of the southern stuff, there's some crazy stuff out there. And we were in
County Wicklow, and there was some weird stuff going on there as well.
And Don was like supercharged whilst he was there.
Do you find experiences kick this stuff off when you take them out for, when you're going and investigating and stuff like that? People like, Andy, yourself, myself, when you're going out and investigating this stuff, it can be almost like a physical medium effect, like a catalyst, like you say. It just helps bring the phenomena out.
Don is a catalyst 24/7. So if I go, and I know, because I can go into a building and I know what level of phenomena, I know there's activity there, and I know what to expect. If I take Don with me, it'll be supercharged. Yeah. The phenomena seeps out whilst he's there. It's attracted to him. He's stimulated by him. Yeah. So if I take him on an investigation, then I know that he's always. We've done a lot of investigations, myself and Don, over the last 10 years before we went to Seattle, and every single one was like, wow, just crazy, crazy stuff that I hadn't experienced before. I mean, recordings weren't like EVPs. These were recordings of past events. Yes. When we did Tutby Castle, we recorded the siege of Tutby Castle. The musket fire, people shouting and screaming, on recorder. And that's happened before. That's happened.
Pembroke Voice when they caught that down in Wogan's Cavern. Yeah.
It happens, and that's a different type of recording. But that's happened a couple of times. Yeah, one of them was the Second World War sirens and the bombs going off and stuff. But we have that. But we have like, you know, I mean, we if we're there, we'll conduct some tests and we'll put some things out on the table and we say, look, you know, we start to do certain experiments, asking them to move certain items.
Yeah.
And they do it on film, and we record them, which is fascinating. But I've got my little weapon. It's Don, because he's supercharged the location for me, which is handy to have when you know that you've got a catalyst. It can supercharge a location. It comes in handy.
I mean, does it depend on as well, like, you know, if where Dom is in relation to himself, what he's got going on at home, whether his emotions are heightened or what? Does that even escalate it even more?
I've never seen it.
No.
I mean, did you hear about the tree incident we had in Seattle?
Go on, tell us about that.
Okay, so
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay, so
2 minutes.
very quickly, we were in Seattle doing an investigation. We went back again the second time regarding the bottom house. But whilst we're there, we went out one day and he was drawn to this tree. Don't know why, just a tree.
Yeah.
But the tree turned out to be next to an old mortuary, which isn't used anymore. And he said, something not right with this tree. We've got to go back later on. What for? I said, I don't know. I've just got to go back. I've got to do something. Okay. So we went back at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, pulled up the car right out there, and he gets out and he goes over to this tree. And the next minute, I'm sat in the car because, you know, I thought, what's he doing?
Yeah.
Look at it. Next minute, I can hear this from inside the car. I can hear screaming voices. Kneel before us. We want you to come with us. You can levitate. You are, you know, and Beelzebub and all this. And I'm hearing all this, and it's horrible, loud, nasty voices.
Yeah.
And I think, what the hell? So I was a bit concerned, got out the car, went up there, and I thought, oh, I'm not getting too close. It's better. And Don looked at it and I went, bit out of my comfort zone, Don. You know, and I went back and sat in the car, and suddenly the temperature went zoom. Could see my breath. It just dropped.
Jeez.
And when I looked down on the dashboard, you know, the little sensor bit right in the middle of the car. You put your pens in there. They were all moving around on their own.
Jeez.
Whilst he was doing this.
No.
Ooh, not for me.
Ooh, very brown trouser moment. Yeah.
He apparently, though, he did something. Whatever he was doing for a reason. You know.
Wow.
Fascinating, though, but a bit scary.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Oh my
I don't think
God.
I'd want to do that again.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, his ability
always.
actually deals with these. He dealt with those sort of things as well.
Yeah.
He must have picked up on it though, being at the tree.
He's got to have. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any questions, Andy? Is that it?
We have, but we've not got time, unfortunately.
All right, buddy.
But what I was going to say,
pleasure as always. Amazing.
If you're going to come on next time, we'll start off with these questions.
Sure, yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
And if I could make
going to be big answers, so
I'll be watching the request. Yeah.
Go on.
If we could see some of these quantum images, that would be amazing. If the ones that you're able to release, if we could showcase some of those and some of that.
You can do. Would you show them? How do you do it then on a live show? Because when I do these things, I put them
send them to either me or Andy, and then we can put them up as we're talking about them.
You can either put them on the computer and then do it as a screen share.
I'll do that.
Just put them up as media share.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, let's do that. Let's do that next time.
Yeah,
because I'm in the throw of sharing it, so let's do that, and we can have a look and have a talk about them.
Yeah.
Some crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll send them over for the next one.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
I was going to say, Steve, if you want to do this once a month, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, sure.
It's a regular ongoing thing.
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah.
And me and Nicola would love to have you on the Veil as well.
Well, just let me know. Just get in touch. You know, I'm quite happy to do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll drop you a message.
But just get in touch and just let me know what the date is. I can pop it in the diary.
Yeah.
And then I can make sure that I can get these things sent to you, because I think people are going to be quite interested and probably a bit freaked out on some of these images as well, like I was. You know, but I'll get them sent over to you, and then we can show them. Yeah.
No, that'd be
great. As an investigator, I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I'm still intrigued. All right.
Right. Thanks, Steve. Thank you,
Yeah.
Og, Darren, and Stephen for doing the moderating. Thank you for your questions. You will get answered, but we'll have to leave it till next time. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for your chat. That's what it is. Yeah, it's been a long day. So
All right,
that's
guys.
it. Yep. Cheers, Steve. I'll speak
See you
to you
soon,
soon.
guys.
Amazing,
See you later.
Steve. Thank you.
So we'll be back on Wednesday with Reality Check, myself and Nicole. And then I'll be back on Friday where I'm going to be speaking to Kaz Kelsall. And then on Saturday at 10 a.m. is the start of the 24-hour podcast.
Oh, are we? Because you were what you were saying. Oh no, don't worry. I'm yeah, my brain's still fried. What I was going to say is no, I'm thinking of next week. Don't worry, I've got myself confused. Blonde. No, you're away next week, isn't it? Also, as well. No, it's gone. My brain is fried. Oh, that was it.
Oh, the 27th. We got John Hanson coming back on.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. We've one next week. It's just going to be me and Abby.
Yeah. We've got
next
some
Monday.
stuff to go
so
through.
We've got some bits. So if Steve sends them over, we can go through that. So when he comes on, we can go into a deep dive on it.
Yes.
So that is it. I just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing. We're nearly at 7,200. Really do appreciate it. So thank you all. I'm going to have to shoot because it's gone well over time.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got stuff to do. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the new chatters. That's what I wanted to say. And yeah, please join us 8 p.m. every Monday and Friday, 8:30 every Wednesday. That's it.
And depending what time I finish, I might be with you Wednesday.
And I can wiggle my ears. Ready?
Oh, God. Okay, now that's freaky. I can curl my tongue.
No, I can wiggle my ears. I can dance, make them dance to the beat of the music as well. But
that is cool.
Yeah. So
I want to see it going off to the UFO files.
There you go. Right,
and is related to the Elvin group.
So 8:30 Wednesday, 8 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. So have a wonderful time. Thank you all so much for joining. And that's it from us. Take care. See you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
UFO files on the line, stacking up the facts in time. Guests keep coming through the door. One more story, then 10 more. Maps and clips on every page. Something strange in every age. Call it in, let it ring. Tell us what you saw, tell us everything. Alien!
Strange, they fight over colors, and they cover their bodies with plants and animals. They fear the unknown but seek it out. They destroy their own world for shiny rocks. Fascinating.
Stay tuned in. I want the truth. Let it spin. Tell us what you saw, tell us everything. Alien, keep it live. UFO Files, all night. Alien, stay tuned in. I want the truth. Let it spin. Let it spin. Let it spin. Let it guest, one more name, same bright signal, different frame. Alien 8, keep it alive. UFO Files, all night. Alien 8, stay tuned in. I want the truth. Let it spin. 10 a.m., 18th of July, 2026. Alienate UK. Goes live for 24 hours with the UFO Files.
Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.